Wednesday Season 2 premiere date. A February 2025 update. Netflix has thankfully confirmed already that a Wednesday Season 2 is going to be premiering this February. Does this mean more news is ahead? Of course, it goes without saying that we'd love to learn something more about the Jenna Ortega series in the near future. How can we not? Production is already done, and at this point, we tend to think that a lot of the visual effects are being implemented and the story is getting itself polished, edited, and ready to go. Now, the unfortunate news is that a 2025 premiere date does not mean that the series is coming anytime soon. As a matter of fact, it would be a shock like no other if that ends up being the case. This is one of those shows that takes a lot of time in post-production, and by virtue of that alone, it is hard to imagine a scenario in which more of the show comes before we get around to the fall. Maybe a premiere date is then announced in the summer? The biggest challenge entering Wednesday Season 2 is simply going to be finding a way to ensure that viewers remain engaged in a series that last aired up well over 2 years ago. The long wait between seasons did not end up hurting Squid Game, but is this a different show with a different sort of audience? You can argue that, and we are fundamentally left at this point with a lot of questions that are going to need to be answered in some shape or form. As for what the story is going to be, well, there is a certain amount of mystery still around that, but at the same time, all evidence suggests that we're going to see Wednesday with a number of new faces around her, and also a story that is infinitely darker and more intense than Season 1. When do you think we are going to see Wednesday Season 2 eventually premiere? Share now in the attached comments.